How fast can a pirate go from rookie to Emperor of the Seas? Well, if you're one of those rookie pirates dubbed a Supernova and wear a signature straw hat, it's a little under 3 years. The speed in which these incredible pirates advance in the world of One Piece is quite literally explosive. Of course, not all of the Supernova are Yonko, however several of them are directly responsible for the downfall of 2 Yonko and instrumental in the complete upheaval of world events. And today, I'm going to rank them. Before we continue, if you enjoy this video and find my content enjoyable, go on and click that subscribe button. Your sub lets me know that you're enjoying my content and helps me reach my goal of 1,000 subs. Also, if you like the video, leave a like and tell me how you'd rank the Supernova in the comments below. Now, to continue with this video, I'll be ranking all of the Supernova, not just the 11 who appeared on Sabaody with Luffy and crew. And of course, these lovelies will be ranked by their strength and power because that is so much more fun than who's simply the coolest. It would probably be between Law and Zoro for me taking the top spot, but we're not doing that here. Also, this video will contain manga spoilers, so if you're an anime only watcher, then maybe watch a different video. One of my videos actually here. Watch this one, it's pretty good. To start, I want to express that these 16 pirates are all very powerful pirates in their own right, but some do excel above the rest. So we'll begin with the weakest of this powerful bunch, or at least the perceived weakest, because we haven't seen much from them, and honestly probably never will. And this pirate is the latter and younger of the Corabu brothers, Corabu. So this Supernova was introduced along with his brother after the 2-year time skip and held an impressive bounty of 190 million berries. Now, not much is known about what Corabu can do, only that the Marines have said that he and his brother went around taking out Marines, which depending on said Marines can either be impressive or meh. The most impressive thing about Corabu is how he's actually able to train a lizard to stay on his head to serve as hair. That's his most impressive feat. And at number 15, we have the second of the brothers, Corabu. Now, the only thing Corabu has going for him is that he's a Logia. His devil fruit, the Numa Numa Nomi, is a very versatile fruit and he can do a lot of things with it, like absorb things, hold cannons and guns inside of him, trap people within him, smother them, and hide in small places for like espionage and stuff. But that's pretty much it. Because he has no knowledge of hockey, nearly everyone on this list would demolish him in a fight. He does hold a bounty of 210 million berries, which is higher than some others upon reaching Sabaody, but he did go out his way to kill Marines, which is why he holds such a high bounty. Now moving on to number 14, I have Jewelry Bonnie. And Jewelry Bonnie sits at number 14 because I don't really see her defeating any of the Supernova above her. Her devil fruit is busted. She can manipulate the age of herself and the people around her. It's a crazy power, up there with the best of the best as far as win conditions go. I mean, if you're a little kid or an old man, there's not really much you can do. But I will admit, aside from maybe Capone Beige, kinda, I don't really see her tagging any of the other Supernova to even initiate her devil fruit ability, unless she catches them off guard or something. Now, I do want to make a point that in recent chapters, Bonnie does seem to be able to turn you into a kid or an old man without touching you. So this could be an awakening, or just where her emotions flare, or an oversight by Oda. I don't know, but even then, with the more recent reveals in the latest chapters, the top 4 fighters, actually probably quite a few of these fighters, can definitely just use their haki to undo her abilities, but maybe in the future, she'll move up a few spots on this list. We'll see. So next at number 13, I have Scratchman Appu. I really hate this guy, I really do. I should do a video on how much I don't like him. However, I won't take away from his abilities. He's pretty strong. He was able to tussle with 4 other members on this list. Of course, he would have lost to any one of them, but it must be mentioned as he was able to, for a moment, fend off both Zoro and Drake. He also has impressive durability as he was slammed to the ground by Kid, he was slashed by Zoro, and stabbed in the neck by a CP0 agent, and honestly seemed reasonably okay. He just kept coming back like a cockroach. His devil fruit's strong too. It allows him to attack with the music. How? Who knows? It's a devil fruit. But he can slash or blow you up with his sick beats. God, I can't. I hate Appu's music. It's so terrible. I don't like it. At number 12, we have the strawest of men, Basil Hawkins. When Hawkins was first introduced, he was one of the coolest supernovas. His demeanor was mysterious, his powers were just as mysterious and insane, Then the Wano arc came around and he still kept that same aura of cool. Then we started to see him interact with the other Supernova on a combatant level, and I gotta say, he was underwhelming. I think he lost every encounter. He lost to Luffy, he lost to Zoro, he lost to Law, I think he lost to Law again, and then finally to Killer. He's still very powerful, and he has a powerful devil fruit that's nigh invulnerable so long as he has straw dolls and people threaded to them, but his weakness was revealed during his fight with Killer, and so he can be exploited. Now moving on to the Don, the Godfather himself, Capone Beige. Or is Crocodile more the Don? Doesn't really matter. So I have Capone Beige above Hawkins at number 11 because while I can't say much for his offensive abilities, as shooting cannons out of your body isn't impressive to me. What is impressive is this. This fortress took a punch from Big Mom. I think multiple punches. We know Hawkins lost to Kaido and he lost to Kizaru, so he doesn't have a good showing against high tier characters. And I think in a battle of attrition, if Beige and Hawkins had to fight, Beige could just stall Hawkins out, unless Hawkins pulls like a Yugi Tim moment and draws the perfect card from his tarot cards. I'm giving this one to Beige. And at number 10, we have the Mad Monk Rampage. Now not much is known here, only that he fought one of Big Mom's commanders and won. Sure, it was the weakest of her 4 commanders, but Snack's bounty is still a whopping 600 million berry. That's higher than all the Supernova pre-post Wano. So I'm fine letting the Mad Monk Rampage at number 10. At number 9, I have Bartolomeu. And Bartolomeu's placement here is entirely due to his devil fruit. He has no known uses of Haki, and while he is durable, being able to take an explosion from Gladys, his strength lies very much within his devil fruit, the Beriberi Nomi. The Beriberi Nomi is the absolute defense of the One Piece world. His barriers have so far proven to be impenetrable. Even Oden, an absolute powerhouse in the One Piece world, couldn't cut through the barrier produced by Old Man Korizumi. From what I can see, no Haki was used in that attack, so it's possible that really powerful Haki can break through his barrier, but that has yet to be seen. Therefore, this is where I'll place Bartolomeu. Now this next one might be a surprise for some, but at number 8 I have the first commander of the Kid Pirates, Killer. Killer is certainly powerful. He was one of the 5 on the rooftop fighting Kaido and is able to use the sound manipulation ability of his blades to bypass Kaido's insane durability. Also, because Bartolomeu's barriers don't shield against sound, Killer is actually the direct foil to Bartolomeo, so I gotta kinda put him above him. But I think the greatest feat of strength was his victory over Basil Hawkins, another member of the Supernova. See, after Killer identified Basil's one weakness that Hawkins gained by using Kid's doll, Killer made short work of Hawkins, giving me the confidence to place him here among the Supernova. And at number 7, I have the perfect pirate, Cavendish. The perfect balance of beauty and power. When Cavendish came on the scene, he held a bounty of 280 million berries. That's now increased to 330 million berries. His power is great enough that he was identified as the first commander of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet by the other members of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. Now technically, this doesn't mean he's the strongest of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. However, from the conventions that Oda has placed, whenever you're the first of something, like your first commander or first mate, usually they're the strongest after the captain. So in this situation, since he's the first captain or first ship of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, I would say he's pretty much the strongest of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. Now, his power derives from his swordsmanship. That is exemplified when he dons the Hakuba personality, which increases his speed to near blinding levels, allowing him to defeat most opponents in the blink of an eye. Before they can even react, they're already down. Even the other Supernova below him would have a hard time fighting against the Yellow Flash of One Piece. So I think his placement at number 7 is fitting. Next, at number 6, we have the Captain of Sword and Undercover Marine X Drake. I have X Drake above Killer and above Cavendish because I think he's just stronger. In Sabayoti, he was able to stop both Killer and Aruj And yes, I know Killer and Aruj have gotten stronger since then, but I would assume so did X-Tray. He was able to fight against 2 CP0 agents with Apu, and due to the durability of his ancient Zoan Devil Fruit, he was able to briefly bounce back and stab the lead agent in the back before getting, of course, downed by the powerful agent. Now his current status is currently unknown, but to survive as an undercover pirate for the Marines for so long, and even rise to become one of Kaido's strongest subordinates, says a tremendous amount about his strength and intelligence. Okay, we've come to the top 5 of the Supernova. These 5 are substantially more powerful than the rest of the Supernova below them. And if any of these 5 were to fight the lower 11, they'd win hands down. One of them literally one-shotted 2 of the Supernova below them. So, to start off the strongest, we have the brother of Luffy, Portugas D Ace at number 5. Now, Ace is a character that suffers from pre-time skip power levels. He's competent in all 3 forms of Haki, though this is never shown to us. His Maranomi was able to counter and clash with Admiral Aokiji's ice, but couldn't do a thing against Akainu's magma. And this was always kind of strange to me because Aokiji could counter Akainu's magma to some degree because they fought for 10 days on Punk Hazard. Yet Aokiji had issues with Ace's fire? I don't know, but I digress. Ace is powerful, as he fought Jinbei to a draw, the same Jinbei who now has a bounty of 1.1 billion berries. He also fought against Yamato and fought her to a draw, though I think he would have lost to the Child of Kaido in a drawn-out battle. Overall, Ace is very strong, and if he was still alive in the manga, he'd probably be among the strongest pirates around, probably with the bounty around where the Shishibukais are, minus Mihawk of course, because his bounty is insane. Unfortunately for Ace though, he'll always suffer from pre-time skip power scales versus the power scales of today. Now, at number 4, I have the most childish of the Kid Pirates, Eustace Captain Kidd. Okay, so Captain Kidd is certainly a powerful combatant. He's one of the few characters who have access to all 3 forms of Haki, though kind of like Ace, we don't really get to see him use any of these forms of Haki. In fact, his Conqueror's Haki leaves so much to be desired, it's actually a little sad. But despite his lack of a powerful Conqueror's will, his Devil Fruit does assist with securing his place among the top pirates of his era, specifically his Awakening, which takes his magnetic powers beyond that of even Magneto, allowing him to assign poles to his target and turning them into living magnets. His strength was great enough to defeat the Yonko Big Mom. Of course, this was with a sizable amount of assistance from Law, another of the Supernova, but I wouldn't take away from what Kid provided in the fight, as neither could have defeated the monstrous Mama on their own. Speaking of Law, I'll move on to my number 3, the Surgeon of Death himself, Trafalgar D. Walter Law. Now, before you click off from this video, I'll explain why I have Zoro above both Law and Kid when I get to him. But for now, let's talk about Law. This guy is very, very strong. His Devil Fruit has the greatest myriad of abilities of any Devil Fruit I think we've seen in the manga. Law can nearly do whatever he wants. In his fight against Big Mom with Kid, Law's support played a substantial role in the defeat of the Yonko. I'd argue if it wasn't for Law's awakened Devil Fruit's abilities, Big Mom would have eventually overpowered the pair of Supernova. Unless, of course, Kid was swapped with any one of the duo above. Speaking of this duo, at number 2, I have the future world's strongest swordsman, the Hunter of Pirates, Roronoa Zoro. Now, to be fair, I think Law and Zoro are pretty interchangeable in the number 2 and 3 spots, and with recent events in the manga, if Law can pull out a W against a certain pirate he's currently battling, then I may give this spot to Law and drop Zoro to 3. I say might, because aside from Zoro's ridiculous strength, durability, and swordsmanship, he possesses an ability so far only 8 characters out of the hundreds of characters in One Piece are confirmed to possess, and that's Conqueror's Haki coding. This ability, on its initial unlock, gave Luffy the ability to fight 1v1 against Kaido, and allowed Zoro to make quick work of King once he figured out King's abilities. King is Kaido's second in command and probably was the third strongest fighter amongst the Kaido Big Mom alliance. Honestly, if Zoro didn't have this ability, Conqueror's Haki coding, I wouldn't place him above Law. But going forward, I feel that having Conqueror's Haki coding is going to be necessary to defeat the final enemies of the series. And since we're on the topic of final, let's look at the final and strongest of the Supernova, the future king of the pirates, the Yonko, Straw Hat Luffy. He has Gear 5th. Alright guys, that's the list. I've been the Blank Face, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright, I'm kidding. Though, I really could just end it with that, but that wouldn't do our favorite Straw Hat justice. Luffy truly stands at the top of the Supernova in prestige and in power. Luffy was the only captain elevated to the Yonko status after the Wano arc. Though Kid and Law were given equal bounties, that was more of a technicality than anything else. Not only is Luffy recognized as the Yonko, but 3 of the Supernova on this list serve directly under him. Luffy's power mainly revolves around his 2 abilities, his Devil Fruit and his unbelievable Haki. It has been revealed that Luffy's Devil Fruit is not only the Gomu Gomu no Mi, but in fact both the Gomu Gomu no Mi and the mythical variant of the Hito Hito no Mi Madonika. And this dual Devil Fruit allows him to do anything. Anything that Luffy imagines, he can do. It's that simple. He can turn into a giant, catch lightning, turn the environment into rubber, turn his enemies into rubber, whatever. And to top off this insane Devil Fruit, his mastery of all 3 forms of Haki rivals that of the strongest characters in the verse, matching the potency of an established and experienced Yonko in Kaido. All in all, Luffy truly stands above his fellow Supernova, and it's the reason why the world government and the pirate world overall have acknowledged Luffy as a Yonko. But this is not to take away from the power of the remaining Supernova, each being a significant threat to the Marines and world government in their own right. Let me know if you liked the video, and I'd love to know your list in the comments below. Till the next video, I've been the Blank Face, and I'll see you in the next one.